So I went back and I experimented a little bit just to see where I'm supposed to be, and I can't really find any ways to. There's actually surprisingly little information about this game that can be used in terms of walkthroughs, despite being a kind of quiet, quiet cult favorite. Pretty underground compared to other more obscure titles, so you might see Deus Ex definitely has a greater following. System Shock, pretty sure if I played System Shock it would have more of a following. Gothic is another one of those that have a pretty great following, but there's not a lot of information on this. So I experimented with starting a new character. I experimented with going through this same place, and really there's just no solutions. The overwhelming issue here is that my character is just not strong enough, and the game does expect you to backpedal. So we're just gonna we're going to approach this game from the view that we're probably going to be replaying it at least once.
Here are delicious cakes, Majesty. Me sleeps them under the door. Thank you, Anouk. You bring more. Me hungry. La di da di da da da. La di da 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 da.
Hey, what's going on over there? And yeah, we can't open that yet, and that's kind of where I got hitched. Remember, if you do not bring me the gems tomorrow night, you die. The Brotherhood of Gem Dealers. Well, this is just a cover of tracks. It doesn't really matter. Actually, we're gonna. Actually, that's not true. Going to casually walk up this secret passage. Pretend that that guy has no way of seeing us. Stick our pants right there so that we don't make a lot of noise. And
I say, here is human. Can hurt me.
So the goal here is to make it so that the guy looking through the door does not spot us. These are more chests. These are more chests that we cannot open just yet. we're just going to pretend that we're not doing anything illegal. Yeah, I'm just looking for the Goblin Lord. Or the Goblin King. Talk to the Goblin King finally and resolve this situation. This is where that note is.
My name is Shagar. Are you the king?
Can't humans see? Who you think you talking to? Me, King of Arx. I mean, King of Goblins at moments.
I have to find the idol that has been stolen from the trolls. To do that, I need to gain access to the reservation.
You gemstone dealer. King of Goblins very busy. Go away.
Your Highness, I was thinking that a being of superior intelligence like yourself would understand what is at stake with the troll strike. If I go the wrong way and do not find what I seek there, you can throw me out like the lowest of the low. But if on the other hand, I find the idol, it is only your supreme genius that will have saved your empire from economic collapse.
Me? Me on own. Me decided let you have look. Guards! Open reserve!
And now we can continue our investigation. It's the Goblin Barracks. Two big rats that I killed for no real reason.
Okay, human. You can go through door. You not steal anything. Me watching.
Me watching.
Somewhere else.
We got his key, but we need to disarm the trap.
It is too complicated for me. It is too complicated for me.
Oh, unfortunately we're stupid, so we're just gonna have to... Just gonna have to deal with the injury.
Me treasure, curse you! Me would be Goblin King. Me would eat cakes all day, all night even. Alatar is big dummy. Him not deserve crown. Him not know how to handle even dumber trolls. But all this you fault. Me kill you for wrecking me enchanted crown.
Here, human. Wah! Stay here. Fight. Help! Here, human. Help! Here, human.
It's actually some nice stuff. that I cannot use. Where'd the sword fly off to? Oh no, that was a good sword. This happens a lot.
Somewhere else.
Me treasure, curse you. Me would be Goblin King. Me would eat cakes all day, all night even. Alatar is big dummy. Him not deserve crown. Him not know how to handle even dumber troll. But all this you fault. Me kill you for wrecking me enchanted crown.
Not kill me.
You're the one who attacked
Where
me.
you go? Not kill me.
Okay, first things first, I need this. What's a rolling pin to the side? I remember reading in a guide a long time ago that the very first thing you need to buy was a key ring. And as again the sword, yeah, I guess the only solution is I can't even equip the sword. I'm just gonna save as soon as I kill him this time, but I can't even equip the sword because I'm not strong enough to use it.
Me treasure, curse you. Me would be Goblin King. Me would eat cakes all day, all night even. Alatar is big dummy. Him not deserve crown. Him not know how to handle even dumber trolls. But all this you fault. Me kill you for wrecking me enchanted crown.
Not kill me.
Okay, so the controls the controls messed up. Maybe someday I'll be able to get past this part correctly. One day.
Me treasure, curse you. Me would be Goblin King. Me would eat cakes all day, all night even. Alatar is big dummy. Him not deserve crown. Him not know how to handle even dumber trolls. But all this you fault. Me kill you for wrecking me enchanted crown.
Here, human. Wah! Stay here. Fight. Wah!
I'm just gonna put this stupid thing in my inventory. So that it doesn't fly away. Just gonna save this time. Gonna have a buckler for now. Armor class +2. Armor class greatly increases, but stealth slightly decreases. I'd say it's worth it. Alright. Start dumping garbage out here. Eat all the cheese, I guess. So hope I can leave stuff out here and be able to steal it. And hope that these dumb goblins don't question why this is happening. Reserve clear. Did actually save. Did. Have to check because sometimes it does not. Let's maybe talk to the king. Perhaps he's his poop problems are hopefully finished by this point.
Isaac cake at Arx place. Him not like cakes. Me sleep easier.
Thanks a lot for your help or lack thereof. I'm going to hope that they don't close. It's not where I need to go. I think they might close.
Open the gate and let me pass.
I'm going to hopefully they'll allow me to come back so I can continue robbing the place and make a lot of money. Even though I've collected a massive amount of gems. Hey, look what I got.
Thank you. Trolls will have idol back. Idol given to trolls when we live on outside with King Nog.
I think it is time now that we helped each other.
Yes, now we help you. My people is move rocks out of way. Aruga! Onda! Glock War!
My combat skill is pretty good. I'm going to improve my technical knowledge. Regeneration ring, spellcasting ring. That still doesn't tell me anything. Have I learned any new spells? Absolutely not. So I'm still as dumb as a pile of bricks. Ah, shoot. Well, that was a mistake. Have to plan things out. Have to decide that you know what you want. For instance, maybe getting a better sword would be a good move.
Ah, I talk traitor. Him too jealous. Blasted Atok. Him wanting steal my cakes.
I think it's kind of cute that the primary method that this species shows its supremacy is the ability to just sit around and eat cakes all day.
Open the gate and let me pass.
And I'm really hoping he will let me through, otherwise I will be very sad to leave my pants behind there. I really still think that's a really brutal texture that's just out in the middle of nowhere. Kind of wonder what that guy did to those trolls to make them so mad that just to smash him to pieces and leave him there.
Thank you. Trolls will have idol back. Idol given to trolls when we live on outside with King Nog.
I think it is time now that we helped each other.
Yes, now we help you. My people is move rocks out of way. Aruga! Onda! Glock War!
Increase the dexterity. Close combat 50. Now we can use the sword and we spare something from our inventory. Damage 6 versus damage 4, and the durability is unfortunately the same. It's funny because I put so much into the use of the shield, and I only now just got the shield, but it's really not that not that late in the game.
You should sell your own gems yourself.
Me is not clever enough. Me not understand finance and sales. You true friend of trolls.
I've known some people in finances and accounting, and I can tell you right now, you don't need a lot of intelligence.
Open the gate and let me pass.
Just gonna try to grab something. Takes too much room. May as well sell that dagger. Take this with me. Put it somewhere else. Again, hopefully they're really stupid and they don't open this again. And to sell all this garbage. What I've learned from playing so little of this game is this is important. Troll friends. Because bad stuff happens really fast. Little angry spiders. Who knew that clinking a chainmail would make you less capable of stealth? But it's only a minor reduction. But I think it rounds up, so it's it's always going to be at least 1 point. And now our buddy Amshagar is hearing voices. There's much I can do down there anyway. There's also that troll over there that was blockading our path and threatening to beat my brains in if I don't leave him alone.
Ah, yo, man. Yeah.
I fixed your gem problem, dude. I stopped your stupid little kingdom from collapsing. No ribs. I think he just came back to life for some reason. these caverns would be a perfect place to ambush me. Just saying. Hopefully that stupid gem dealer has actually decided to come back to work.
Come and visit my shop during working hours.
Of course, it's the craftsmen who just choose their hours. Everybody else starts at 6 a.m. They're like, I'll come in sometime around noon. Where's that damn keyring? I need that keyring now. I'm glad I didn't buy a pickaxe from you. How much do you charge for it? 148. You are a criminal. If this were Skyrim, she would start yelling at me to clean up after myself. Where's that blacksmith? I have something I want to say to him. Namely, can you please buy this garbage off of me? See, when I came in here, I heard the blacksmith working, but the sound would cut out, so I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it properly. I might keep my dagger actually, but yeah, I'm selling this. I don't need to shorts. I don't need 2 swords. Although I'm aware this is a saber. Okay, let's go tell Lord Moonshine that I did some work for him. That I risked having my brains beaten by trolls and getting stabbed to death by goblins and whatever else, and almost eaten by spiders in those caverns. Just a note: I will not be streaming next week because I'm going to be on vacation, and I mean like on actual vacation where I'm going to an actual beach.
We need more information about the earthquakes. It's getting more and more troubling.
Minor tremors have always been a part of life in Arx, but there's no denying that they've become more frequent of late. I suspect that the energy channel created by Akbar's worshippers must disturb the natural order. It must stop, and soon.
Do you think there's danger of a general collapse?
If this were the case, our order would have discovered it. The real danger at the moment is Akbar.
Be vigilant, both of you, and warn me the minute you have news. Thank you once more, Amshigar. The rocks have been cleared. You have once again earned our thanks and this reward. You have proven yourself a valuable asset to the kingdom, and I shall have to consider a more official role for you here. Ah, yes. How would you like it if I made you a...
We have discovered signs that another ritual has taken place.
That's the third one in less than a week. Where this time?
Just by the air duct, Your Majesty. Do you think this could be connected with the Fallon Orboplanix murder?
Probably. I'll get my new friend to look into it. Thank you, Carlo. You may go.
Very good, sire.
Well then, what do you think of this? I suggest you investigate this shady sect, who I am almost sure have executed Fallon Orboplanix, our old astronomer. I need someone who is not known as an agent of the king, a fearless man. Will you serve me in this role?
This is all somewhat confusing, Your Majesty. But I could certainly look into it.
I know you will not disappoint me. You will be free to question any of my people in your investigations. Guards, give this man free rein of the castle's private quarters. In addition, dear Amshigar, here's the key to one of my royal chambers. It is now yours. Please consider it your new home.
That is a most kind gesture.
Don't mention it. We shall hold a council meeting as soon as you bring back news of these disturbing events.
Cursed Ring of Misery. Strength -2, Dexterity -2, Constitution -2, Intelligence -2. What garbage? Spellcasting Ring, casting +10. A Regeneration Ring, Durability. Not sure what this thing does, really. I'm going to guess it assists in regeneration. This needs to come up to 30. Let's bring this up to an even number and put everything else into technical. And more dexterity. I used to be a massive fan of strength. How much money did he give me? Ah, a very decent amount it looks like. Used to be a fan of dexterity, or strength rather, but I've learned to appreciate dexterity over time. See if that stupid gem dealer is open yet, so I can unload my garbage on him. Although I got to be honest, I'm kind of a hypocrite because I stream, but I basically start whenever I want. But which I should really be a little bit more consistent and increase my frequency of streaming and no, that's, I don't know why I came in here, it's just a reflex because I wanted something so bad. Ultimately, I want to make videos. I have some ideas for videos that I want to make, but I always keep forgetting. I have ideas and I forget to write them down because I'm a dummy. Finally!
Greetings, stranger. I'm Tefiok, the jeweler. Please feel free to browse my wares. If something interests you, pick it up. If you have something to sell, drop it in the chest, and I'll make you an offer.
Does this garbage have any sort of use? I mean, I've been picking them up. This is kind of like a Dark Souls where you sort of need a wiki in your lap. Of course, we're past the point where you would go to Best Buy or Computer USA and buy a strategy guide and have it in your lap while you're playing games. I think the last time I did anything like that was in 2007. Although, honestly, I preferred it back in the day. I preferred to have something physical in my hand. Interesting. Gold ring, silver ring. Gems, gold gems. I mean, I am a gem dealer. Okay, now I need to go to the bank and sell my shares now that the goblin the mines are back in operation. Another thing of note, I believe the next game I will be playing is going to be Gothic. I've installed quite a few mods for it to get it to modernize it as much as possible, and I mean it wasn't that far behind, but it just seems like the pity that I didn't have I think I bought them for 144. So 2741. Oh, that's pretty substantial, actually. Two, 741. $730. That's yeah, that's a pretty good I don't know if I should have bought the gold bars. Anything interesting to tell me?
See if you need any of my wares.
You sell shares in gold, which is really not what a bank should be doing. I remember how in Daggerfall you could take out loans which were called letters of credit. Oh, I forgot to sell this Rubia. It's gonna be a lot of technical stuff in this game where you just take a break and just make items. Anyway, they were called letters of credit, but they were loans. And you could also make deposits in the bank. You could I can't remember. I think gold actually weighed something in Daggerfall, so you had an interest in selling it. But there would be a point where your strength would be so high it wouldn't really matter. But it would get kind of tedious to carry all that stuff, especially when you wanted to buy a house.
I'm sorry, but I won't be able to sell you anything today. I'm gonna have to close up the stall now.
Are you in need of a healer?
No, I'm not sick. It's my little girl, Shani. She's been missing since yesterday, and I'm beside myself with worry.
Missing?
She was playing at the other side of the square, near the jewelers, and she never came back to the stall. Nobody has seen her, And the guards are far too busy dealing with the Illicit attacks to do anything about it.
I will discover what has happened to your little girl.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You are heaven-sent, traveler.
Key. Let me go talk to Carlo. See if he can get me a key. First let's sell this garbage.
Next time I see him, I'll tell him what I really
I was gonna go back to the goblins and, you know, just waste time, but I guess I can go say, you know, spend some time doing something minor like saving a little girl. And playing earlier, she mentioned, if you talk to her, you mentioned that she enjoyed going into the. I don't know why I came over here. That she one time went down into the crypt. So we have to go kill spooky things, or at least, you know, try to not make a fool of ourselves. This is the entrance. I remember he was kind of close. Carlo, where are you? I don't think he's there anymore anyway. Let's go to the, go to the castle. The castle cut out of rock. Those crenellations do nothing.
Look, I'm a bit too busy to talk right now.
I can tell that you've, it's not saving. I think it's kind of messed up how the game does not save when it says save, but things happen. Carlo.
We are the protectors of the Kingdom of Arx.
May the gods help you in your investigations.
Amen. I'm very suspicious of him. It's not mine. Can't break into King Loonshire's Probably shouldn't mess with that just yet. Oh, how nice. They already made that for me. Ah! Very useful.
I really need to. Thanks. Night.
Night. Yeah, good night. For those who can sleep.
Wouldn't you have drawn this pentagram in blood?
Anyone who knows anything about the magic arts would know that this symbol protects us from the demon. Since our astronomer, Fallon Orbiplanix, was murdered, I can feel that something evil is hanging over the whole of Arx.
And what about these rituals? Who killed Orbiplanix?
Darkness pours from these rituals. The death of Fallon Orbiplanix has all the signs of black magic and its evil practices. Fallon was a good man, righteous and steadfast. I suppose he found out the truth about who is carrying out these rituals.
The Guild of Travelers was the first institution created after the death of Arx's son. Its origins stem from a handful of die-hard survivors who did not want to join the rest of the population on the ground. These rare survivals developed techniques for resisting the cold by ingesting alchemists' drugs. They built their own shelters from ice and bred dogs which were also able to resist the cold. They were joined by other men and women who were not afraid of the cold and wanted to venture out to other cities. Out of these journeys was born the Guild of Travelers, which is now the only remaining means of communication between the underground cities. They're always well respected and eagerly welcome, for they are the only people able to bring news from outside. Those are just... Very little is known about the systems of Aedirnium, even though the origins of these creatures, half woman, half snake, is not known to us. In some places their skin is covered in scales. Well, yeah, they're snakes. Are they some sort of, some kind of race that dates from ancient times, or are they simply women who are victims of some form of mutation? Only but they could reveal the answer to this mystery. They seem to worship a snake god, but we know nothing about this god, and all the secrets about his cults are jealously guarded by the Sisterhood. We imagine that this god gave them their magic powers, but as with all the other information we have about the Order, we cannot be sure. Certain legends claim that it is the worship of this god that is responsible for not only their magic powers, but also for their transformation into snakes. There is, however, no proof for this. Since Arx's son went in decline, the members of the Sisterhood have been the greatest allies humans have ever had. When our race first had to begin to make a life underground, the sisters offered their magic gifts to the king to bring life bring to life a new variety of plant that could grow without the light of the sun's rays, so that humans and their livestock might find nourishment. The population of Arx has had a great deal of respect for the Sisters of the Order of Edurnium, and will be eternally grateful to them for what they have done. Well, let's hope so. History of Arx by Mayu Kazmadian. In ancient times, 5 human tribes inhabited the largest continent in our world. These tribes are always at war, and the more structured they became, the worse it got. After years of war and a buildup of hatred, a man by the name of Poxelis came and succeeded in uniting these different groups. He became the first king of the humans. After the last battle of the Shattered Shields in the year 170, Arx enjoyed its longest ever period of peace and prosperity. During Poxelis' reign, the only period of war was in fact the philosophical wars of the conflict we call the War of the Magi. However, even though this war was brutal and many people died in fact, it only lasted a few months and had no effect on the political leadership of our kingdom. For the rest of his reign, Poxelis was faced by a number of threats. A large number of goblin invasions were warded off as the ratmen began to live in the city's sewers. Battles were bloody, and this unjust war lasted a long time, but the kingdom's armies, led by Poxelis himself, massacred their enemies, and once more peace reigned over Arx. The exploration of the oceans began. Many strong boats put out to sea on the oceans to seek new lands and new treasures. But in 216, a meteor fell to Earth in our world. At first nobody thought anything about this phenomenon, but certain visionaries sensed that it was a very bad omen for Arx's future. In fact, just years later, our sun began to die. Light became rarer and rarer, and the temperature plummeted to dangerous levels. Our then very youthful king Lunshar, son of Poxelis, ordered that the whole city move to a nearby disused dwarf mine. It was all an enormous amount of work, but all people knew they were working for their own salvation, and not a soul complained. A peace treaty was signed with all other races except the Ratmen, with whom it is impossible to talk. However, their attacks became fewer at this time. All were busy saving Arx, saving their own lives. A treaty was signed giving a level of the mine to each race in exchange for the work done. This harmony lasted 5 years, during which our sun perished. Everything was done to save Ark's inhabitants, but nevertheless many lost their lives. In addition, nothing was heard from any of the other cities on the continent, and the logical conclusion was reached that they had done the same. It was not until much later that news arrived, borne by members of the Guild of Travelers. Other fortresses did still exist, spread across the continent, imprisoned by a thick shell of ice. The Guild of Travelers is now the only thing that allows communication and the occasional traffic of luxury products to flow between them. Apart from these sporadic contacts, Arx is totally self-sufficient. My mouth hurts a little bit from reading that much, so we will come back here. Aw. You're gonna use him for something very bad, aren't you? The magic of potions. Making your own potions is both easy and straightforward. All it takes is meticulousness and patience. First you must find an empty bottle. Next you need the reagent specific to each potion. When you have this, crush it into a powder in a pestle and mortar, and then put it in an empty vial. Heat the mixture with a still. The potion is ready. The following is a list of known recognized reagents. For mana potions, use powdered lily, blue powder. For effective antidotes to poison, use medicinal herbs, purple powder. For invisibility potion, use powdered snowdrop flower, white powder. For poison, use ferns, green powder. And for healing potions, use powdered water lily, orange powder. Oh, now we know. What in the world is this? Hey, the giant cube of jello.
I am Felnor, alchemist of the kingdom, and friend of the late Fallon Orbiplanix.
Who was Fallon Orbiplanix?
Fallon was our astronomer. He died a few days ago. I think he was about to bring to light a terrible plan, but he never got time to say more about it.
I'm investigating the rituals and the death of Fallon Orbiplanix.
All I can tell you is that these two things are linked. I have here a note that Fallon gave me the day he died, in case anything happened to him. I never really understood what it meant. Maybe you will understand.
6 becomes 4 when you take the first from it. The first multiplied by the second makes the last, and the last multiplied by the first makes 16. 6 becomes 4 when you take the first from it, so 2. The first multiplied by the second makes the last. The first multiplied... Wait. Six becomes 4 when you take the first from it, and the first one is 2. Let's get a piece of paper just so I can remember this. I mean, I've already figured it out. Okay, so 6 becomes 4 when you take the first of it. So the first is 2. The first multiplied by the second makes the last. And the last multiplied by the first makes 16. The first multiplied by the second makes the last. This is embarrassing. I apologize. I took a final today. I should have figured this out. Okay, 6 becomes 4 when you take the first from it. So first one is 2. The first multiplied by the second makes the last. Okay. And the last multiplied by the first... The last multiplied by the first makes 16. So 2 times 16, so the last one is 8. The first multiplied by the second makes the last. So the first multiplied by the second make... Okay, so it's 2, 4, 8. I don't know why I was struggling with that one. So I think I have had enough of the rest. How many pages are there? It's a pretty big read. I will be sure to return to this library soon. Right now I need to find Carlo. Where is Carlo? I'm not... If he's not even available... Apparently I'm just ahead of myself. I'm just getting too impatient. This isn't like Deus Ex where you can just run full speed ahead. It's just a deck of cards.
I'm not paid to stand and chat.
Always the same.
Looking for goblins. Recipe for Bells: mix the sugar and flour, add the amounts of water, and knead the dough until it is of even consistency. When this has been done, put it in the oven, taking care not to burn it. Once it is cooked, take a chicken's egg and mix the whites and the yolk. Spread this mixture on your cake and put it back in the oven for a minute or so. Not sure if a lot of these things are even available to me. I should taint all her food with wine as well. Screw everybody who's has a wine allergy. Nobody here yet.
Oh,
questioned everybody in the kingdom so far, or in the... around here. Start bothering everybody. Just let's go to this church. There's some dude's bedroom. We need to have a chat.
I don't know you, and I don't trust you. You are not just a normal human. You are the devil. Help! I have seen the devil! Heretic!
Thanks for the help, buddy.
Look, I'm a bit too busy to talk right now.
Where's Shaney? Please, bring her back to me.
I'm on duty right now.
The worst thing about trolls being stupid is that it's hereditary.
Well, they're pretty helpful, so maybe you should be a little nicer to them. Ah!
Do you have anything to tell me about the rituals?
I have already told you everything I know, Amshagar.
Hello?
You'd better watch your step, mate.
It's a very, very convincing English accent you have there.
You don't know me? I'm Alicia, and Gary the banker is my fiancé. One day soon we will be wed, and then I shall be wealthy and powerful, as well as beautiful.
I see. Do you not work with him?
Work? Like a commoner? Perish the thought. Why should I work when Gary is so fabulously rich?
Insert joke about the Sigma grind set and beta males or whatever.
Please, look at my wares and help yourself.
I guess you just have a chicken inside of your bank now. Sorry about that. It's completely my fault. How about you? Are you a gold digger too? I didn't catch that. Can you try it again?
Sir, I have nothing to say to you.
That seems about right. So a random stranger, just heavily armed stranger walks up to you and starts questioning you.
We're watching you.
As you should. It's an enormous ring. How did that open? So these are more barracks.
Believe me, friend, it's no boast when I tell you my swords are the best in Arx. But look around and judge for yourself. Just remember to leave anything you need repaired with me.
Tell you what, I remember there's an astronomy lab back in the castle. I just can't remember where it is. The Royal Barracks. Vent. Venting in icy air.
Sweeberus, what can you tell me about the rituals? Do you know who killed Fallon Orbiplanix?
Really, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I'm still just a novice in my art, and on top of that, I hate violence.
Cool.
What did the stars tell you?
My job demands high levels of concentration, you know.
I'm investigating Fallon's death.
You must continue your investigation in his laboratories or his quarters.
Take a look around while I'm working.
I have a yoke. I don't know if he's going to let me take these. I think that does anything. Mega missile.
Frida.
I'm not going to pick your firm. Probably best if I don't mess with that yet. Well, I mean, she's pointing me towards the observatory, and Sweeberess is being useless.
Locked.
It's too complicated for me.
Yep. I'm still too stupid to do anything properly. Can't really find anything in the laboratories, although I knew if there were more viewers who were experienced with this game. They would probably be screaming at me that I'm an idiot and I'm missing something, which is true. So I need to gain access to his quarters, and I also want to check out Sweeber's quarters just to see what he's about.
I'm not paid to stand and...
May the gods help you in your investigations.
I'm not paid to stand and chat.
It's too complicated for me. It's too complicated for me.
You're as... Man, you are dumb. What about you?
It's too complicated for me.
Oh, I'm just dumb as... I'm just really dumb, that's my problem.
Locked.
It's too complicated for me.
Oh.
Ah. Fallon's precious notebook. I think it is time to call the council together.
Very well. Now that all the members of the council are present, let us begin. Felnor, what have you found in Fallon Orbiplanix's notes?
Let me see. Ah, Fallon mentions something about the god, Urzog. He says he saw him practicing dark rituals involving animal sacrifices. Perhaps it was Urzog who was behind Falen's murder. Or perhaps it was even the high priest of the cult of Akbar. Oh, listen to this. I discovered the existence of a cult which wishes to invoke Akbar onto Arx.
I was suspicious of that Urzog. Guards, throw Urzog into the cells.
Felnor, who is this Akbar I heard you speak of?
Akbar is a powerful devil, the god of destruction, that this cult is evidently trying to invoke and bring back to Arx. It would be blasphemy to allow this act to be perpetrated, and a total disaster for every living being on our planet.
Yes, here. Listen to the next bit. This evening I shall contact the Noden to ask for their help.
The Noden?
The Noden is the dimension which regulates the existence of gods. They maintain the universal equilibrium by preventing an imbalance in the power of gods.
If Fallon really had been able to contact the Noden, it is possible they may have sent an emissary here to stop the coming of Akbar.
An emissary?
These emissaries are creatures of pure energy when they are on the Noden. They are sent to cut off the energy channels which might drive the gods out of their dimension. I have heard amazing tales of emissaries who have the strength of 100 men, or who can perform the highest forms of magic. Others who are invincible. These emissaries are called guardians.
Somewhere in the fortress is a cult which recites impious prayers to a fragment of a meteorite made entirely of a material called colt. This rock is said to have come from the place where Akbar was born. Normally, this substance is indestructible. In truth, Felnor, only a guardian of the Noden could destroy this meteor.
How could one of these guardians stop the incarnation of a god just by destroying a piece of rock?
It is the impious prayers of the priests and their hideous sacrifices which are focused by the meteor. It provides a channel of energy for Akbar, who, when he has gathered enough, will be able to complete his incarnation in Arx. If that happens, destruction and suffering will be unleashed upon us. We must find and destroy this meteorite at any cost.
How shall we find this guardian?
I have a fragment of Caldic in my laboratory, which may be of great assistance in finding him.
Let's be clear about one thing. We know that the cult of Akbar has a great presence in Arx, and that it is gaining power. Luckily, we were able to stop Urzog, the cult's high priest, before it was too late. But other worshippers could still invoke Akbar. We must find this famed guardian of the Noden as soon as possible.
In addition, the war with the Ilsids is very troubling, Majesty. What should we do about it?
Carlo, we need a solid plan of defense. I fear the worst. Nobody knows exactly what these Ilsids are or who commands them. Guards, bring me the fragment of Koltik. Amshigar, while our army is facing the Ilsids, we will need your help to find this legendary guardian. I cannot deny that this task will be harsh and lengthy. In fact, we have no idea what the guardian will look like, or even if it is already among us. But I have faith in your capabilities.
Here is the stone, Your Majesty.
Good. Put it on the table. Take this stone, Amshigar. It is a small thing. The Guardian is the only one who is capable of destroying this fragment of meteor. Above all, take great care. Great heavens!
Welcome, Guardian. Allow me to explain your next mission. You know the rules of the Noden, the dimension of gods and demon princes. No being of power is permitted to leave this dimension, but Akbar is preparing to invade a world called Arx. A group of his followers is presently trying to invoke him. You know that this must not be. We cannot fight Akbar from here, for we can impose nothing on the gods. So we shall send you to destroy this cult which worships him, and without the adulation of followers, his power will diminish to acceptable levels.
I shall destroy this cult, Master.
It will be no simple task. For this mission, we shall confer upon you a specific skill to allow you to destroy the cultic rock which is linked to Akba's power. It is impervious to mortal attack. This rock is the source of the problem, as it channels the energy given by Akba's followers. Soon, Akba will have enough energy to enable him to complete his incarnation on Arx.
I understand, Master. Will I have a contact in Arx?
Your contact died during the transmission of his message. You will have to find your own way when you get there. This is extremely troublesome, as the shock of the passage is disastrous for a Guardian's memory. You may be disoriented for a while before your memory returns and you recall this conversation. But there is no other way. Prepare yourself. You are about to be transported. I will bring you back when you have completed your mission.
But that means that Shigar is...
The Guardian. It all makes sense to me now, and especially his constant desire to help others. I am honored to meet you, Guardian.
Touching this stone has enlightened my mind. I was sent here to stop the coming of Akba, and I must act without delay. First, I need to gain access to the secret temple. There I shall destroy the stone by simply touching it.
May the wisdom of the Nodin guide you, Shigar.
Don't let us delay you further.
Well, spoilers. And you will and instead of Arx Fatalis 2, we get microtransactions, unfortunately. Now I should find the secret way into the Temple of Akba and destroy the meteor.
I'm sure I've forgotten something.
Do you not want to talk about your abilities?
Don't let us delay you further.
One more day in Paris.
I wish, again, this is another game I wish I paid attention to when I was younger. I first heard about it, I think, I want to say 2000, 2004? A couple of years after it came out. Hey, where do I go?
Let your mind lose itself in this library, and perhaps you will find some volume to help you.
Oh, I destroyed your rock.
May the wisdom of the Nodin guide you, Shigar.
See if I got this right. Bottle of water, empty bottle.
Real alchemist.
Yeah, you are. You're a real boy. Alright, let's finish reading this crap before I forget. Relations between the different races in Arx has always been difficult. The goblins were the most populous of all the races, due in their part to their high fertility rates. I haven't seen a single female goblin, which makes me wonder exactly how things work. Let's not question it further. However, as they were never able to organize themselves into a united kingdom, they gradually lost their predominant position. Fundamentally, goblins are not very intelligent. They have their own language and mostly speak a kind of Pidgin version of human language. They're always looking for something to find fault with, constantly annoying the person they are talking to. They are liars, arrogant, cowardly, and extremely lazy. The only time goblins were allies of humans was during the time of the Great Treaty. During this time, they helped build the Underground Kingdom, putting their natural aggression and bad manners aside for a while. However, after the work was complete, they had settled in, they slipped back to their old ways. It seems that trading gemstones is the only peaceful activity even the most tolerant of these race can bear. Trolls are a different kettle of fish. Even if it seems that their origins are similar to those of the goblins, they are completely different. They are very weak-willed and are creatures that seem to live in slow motion. They are not aggressive and are much more often benevolent, but their monstrous strength and legendary stamina make them both weighty allies and lethal adversaries. Their existence is made up of the most simple things in life, such as finding something to eat or somewhere to sleep. I don't know, I think most people are like that. I think most creatures just want to find a place to sleep and a place to eat. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, that's the primary objective of most individuals. Because they're mentally weak, they are quite easy to fool, but will... Sorry. But will become anyone who does so if they find out, as their anger is legendary. The Ratmen have always preferred to have very little contact with other races. They communicate in signs rather than words, and sometimes adding in cooing sounds. Maybe you just can't hear their sounds. I read a study where if you tickle rats, they laugh, but you can't hear the laugh without special equipment. Ratmen are extremely agile and thus are formidable adversaries in combat. Some of them are the biggest killers in Arx. They are very subtle and extremely swift. They often use poisoned weapons. They live underground in the city's sewers when humans lived above ground. Feeding off waste products and excrement seems to suit them very well. Good to know. Until now, the few run-ins we have had with the Ratmen have been brief but bloody. They made occasional forays into human cities to rifle through garbage bins, looking for food and rudimentary tools. Since they have been hidden underground in the fortress of Arx, they have slowly lost all contact with other races and move around with exemplary discretion. Dwarves have a passion for anything mechanical. For their craftsmanship and anything to do with engineering, they are also the best blacksmiths in the world. They lived in the underground fortresses well before all other races took residence there also. They're the only ones who know how to build mines and exploit them properly, and they often sell the products they mine to humans. They have always had an appalling relationship with goblins and wage numerous wars upon them, trying to eliminate them completely. One of their largest mines was chosen as a refuge and the site of the new city of Arx. They also helped to build the basic infrastructures on site and undertook many jobs there, apart from those on the goblin level. As they were already used to living in the depths, they moved further underground and continued to exploit the mines. The origin of the Sisters of Endurnium is a mystery. They all look like hybrids between women and snakes. Oh, this is important. Their skin is covered in scales. There seem to be no males in their race, and we know nothing about how they reproduce. They are very gifted in the use of magic, making them the best magicians in Arx. According to a certain legend, they were involved in the very origins of magic. They have always been very close to the human race, helping them at every difficult stage of their development. During their migration, the sisters promised to help the king of the humans and created underground plants to feed the inhabitants and their livestock. Very little is known about dragons. However, scholars have noticed that there are 4,815 scales on every specimen studied. Great Inventions of Arx by Edric Arol. Getting a little bit too creative with these names. It's 3 pages. Human imagination has always given our society fantastic inventions. This kind of reminds me of the time when I used to read at the end of every stream. I stopped doing it because I'm afraid that I might be hit with a copyright strike because this is copyrighted material. But a lot of these are books that are over 100 years old, so I don't know if anybody is going to come after me. Plus, they're kind of obscure. Human imagination has always given our society fantastic inventions. Everyone can remember the gigantic balloons kept aloft by hot air, which gave us such great capacity for exploration in the past. They also provided an excellent surveillance system against invasions, allowing us to keep watch over great distances. Another of the most fabulous inventions ever conceived was the submarine. You can really tell that this game has taken a lot of inspiration from the Ultima Underworld franchise, which I have unfortunately not played, but I have heard of it from from people who have, from content creators that have. It's much more primitive. It's the gameplay is like if you've played it, it's like Elder Scrolls Arena, except much deeper and has a lot more lore stuffed into it, and material, and mechanics. Not to be too negative against Elder Scrolls Arena. It was one of my first RPGs back in the day, although not too far back in the day. I played it quite a while after it came out, but it did it did get me interested in game development. I actually wanted to create a game similar to it. I think I did make something similar to it, but it was more top-down Legend of Zelda style, and it was very, very primitive. The marvelous construction brought us a new... Anyway, as I was saying, the Ultima Underworld. So in the world of Ultima, there are things, especially in the older games, there are things like starships and laser guns. And you see this also in the Might and Magic franchise, which I believe is tangentially related to the Ultima franchise. It's a very, very, very complicated hereditary links between all these games, but unfortunately a lot of them have the games are no longer well known, but they're what they did for their genres has diffused. This marvelous construction brought us a new means for fighting off pirates and goblin fleets. This gave us naval supremacy during the dark years of chaos and despair. Lord Marco, the creator of this priceless invention, is one of the most celebrated heroes in the whole of Arx. But the greatest human invention is undoubtedly the underground kingdom of Arx. Perhaps it is not so much an invention as the conversion of an existing structure. Innovation is a study in of itself. Its origins are that of an old dwarf mine with a particularly effective ventilation system. Ventilation is important, as gases, stagnant air, spores from fungus, the moisture in the air, it's really not healthy to breathe. I am glad that they actually had the foresight, or at least the imagination and creativity and knowledge to actually include something like that in a game. Just little things like that, especially pretty early in 2000 for a game released in late 2002, is interesting. Already a splendid structure, it has become an even more impressive thanks to the way humans have organized it. The old mine became a truly autonomous world, using all available space. Each known race was granted a level in accordance with a treaty signed in the year 217. This kingdom is a living demonstration of what human determination can achieve. Know Your Gods and Demons by the theologian Braconus. I'm getting dizzy. I'm gonna take a very, very, very brief break and come back to reading this, and I think this is where we will likely stop. Alador, created on Omnis, benevolent god, seems to have retired after having given humans free reign over his dimension, and in particular the capacity to control their own destiny. He is assumed to have been very powerful, but he never put his full powers on display before leaving the dimension of Omnis. Zarm, Harm, depending what alphabets you go by. Chaos is sometimes pronounced Chaos, and it starts with an X. It's definitely that way in Russian. I'm gonna assume it's Zarm, because this was made in the West. Zarm, created on Omnis, evil god, the exact opposite of the previous god. Zarm was very angry with Alador for the independence he gave to the humans. Seeing that he could not take this away from them, he undertook to try and get them under his control by reducing them to slavery. Akba, created on Koltk, evil god, named of the god of destruction because he destroyed the cult completely. He was initially adored by his followers because of the help he gave them during their wars and conflicts. Tirkio, created on Arx, benevolent god. Oh, lucky for you. Despises the futility of the rich. It is advisable to get rid of all your gold pieces before doing any kind of business with him. Ah, god of the people. In the beginning, I think this is the last book. In the beginning, the gods were omnipotent. They reigned over Arx for eons before humans made their first appearance. We know very little about the gods, apart from the fact that it seems they were full of wrath at the proliferation of humans and disappeared from the surface of the earth. Some very ancient writings suggest that this disappearance was caused by the lack of faith the first mortals showed in them. It's usually the opposite. Two gods stayed longer than all the others before disappearing. Their names were Zohark and Krachos. Zohark was the most powerful of all the gods. He was thunder, lightning, and earthquakes. He was storms, hurricanes, and everything that represented the brutal force of nature. But his power was only liberated by Krachos. Krachos was the goddess of equity, guardian of equilibrium and equality. They both needed each other, which could be why they stayed longer than the other gods, but finally they disappeared like the rest. Modern times saw ancient beliefs abandoned, and humans, who could create magic themselves, had their turn at controlling the earth and lightning. Humans entered into a new conceptual era where they had more belief in their own capabilities and only turned to the gods for marginal things, such as fertility or hedonism. Basically just monkeys that ate, pooped, and reproduced, no doubt. They revered the gods of negation, gold and luck, and even the gods of the poor. But these first gods, the gods of the brutal... Sorry, I think I said revered. The gods of the brutal forces of creation had no place in the pantheon. Since the start of this new era and this shift of faith, the most powerful gods retreated to their own dimension called the Noden, where they await new worshippers to enable them to return. Kind of like a certain friend of ours.
Wisdom gazes down upon you from these shelves.
May the wisdom of the Noden guide you, Amshagar.
Be nice if I could run across Koltar again. Poxellus was our first... okay, this is the last book. Poxellus was our first king. He was the first to bring together the 5 human tribes living on our continent in the year 170. Oh wait, I read this already. No, I don't think I did. These tribes have been constantly in conflict with each other since the beginning, but not one of them was powerful enough to establish supremacy over the others. Poxellus was good and courageous, and he challenged and defeated the leader of each of the tribes in what came to be known as the Battle of the Shattered Shields. Before challenging the tribal leaders, Poxellus had ventured into an abandoned temple in the Wailing Mine Mountains. From this temple, he brought back an enchanted shield, which allowed him to defeat all the leaders. This is interesting. As soon as he became leader of all 5 tribes, Poxellus declared himself king of Arx. After this, he reigned over a new kingdom of Arx with wisdom, fairness, and generosity. He had a long and prosperous reign, despite skirmishes with goblins and the ratmen, which, thanks to his military genius, he always managed to curb. He was less fortunate with his descendants. His first 2 sons, Elius and Nicus, both fine warriors, died during Poxellus' lifetime. Luckily, at the time of his death in 212, his youngest son, Luneshire, was left to succeed him, but he was still too young. Lord Ponset acted, or Ponket, as I'm gonna assume it's Ponset because that sounds more correct, acted as a regent until the boy's coming of age, but he plotted to stop Luneshire from taking the throne. He was never very popular, and his little scheme failed, as Luneshire took the throne in 215 at the age of 16. Luneshire faced a difficult task from the start, as the sun began to decline over our world. He was the instigator of the migration of the population underground. He did everything within his power to save as many people as the dwarf mines could take. He had the diplomatic intelligence to sign a treaty with all the other races in the Arx, without which the move would have taken much longer, and may have even been halted by the Ice Age, which was fast approaching. King Luneshire was honored by the memory of his father by transporting his coffin to a new crypt built on the foundation of the miner's tomb, so that the people would never lose a respect for this great king. I need to get into that crypt. I remember reading of this hypothetical article that tried to think about talked about what would happen. Tried to deduce what would happen if the sun suddenly went out. And initially it wouldn't be that much different from an eclipse. Like, it would suddenly get darker, you might feel a cool breeze. The light would dim, you might see automatic street lamps come on. But by the end of the week, it would be the average temperature across the globe would be around the freezing point. By the end of the month, it would be very difficult to live above ground. And by the end of the year, all but the most hardy of individuals and creatures would be dead. The only creatures still alive would be ones that are at the bottom of the ocean. And living around hydrothermal vents. So, basically, thermophilic bacteria. I think thermobaric. No, thermobaric is a class of weaponry. I think thermophilic. Just bacteria and archaea. I think those 2 classes are still... It's because it's eukarya, bacteria, and archaea. I can't remember. It used to be much more diverse. There used to be 5 kingdoms, but I think they reduced it to 3 kingdoms. Eukarya being the most diverse, and Archaea is kind of its special class of creatures. Usually, if they're weird, like if they live in geysers, if they liked salt flats, like if they're I can't remember what the word is for bacteria that like salt. I actually want to find this out. Hold on. halophiles. Halophiles. Bacteria that enjoy living around high salt concentrations. But yeah, anything strange like that, yeah, usually on the periphery of what constitutes being alive. Anyway, let's go have a conversation with our buddy. Also, this alchemy makes me think of Morrowind and how you just carried around a bunch of garbage with you. And, could do alchemy. Alchemy was the last thing I learned in Morrowind, and it turns out to be the most interesting and useful part. It got me interested in biology.
Should have been cooked. Easier. I don't want to die.
Herzog, I presume. Tell me why you killed Fallon Orbit Planix. Are you the high priest of the cult of Akba?
Oh, mercy! Don't kill me! Oh, guardian of the light, I am no priest. I swear it. The rituals were only to bring my dear wife back from the dead.
Tell me more, Herzog.
They contacted me, but always remained hidden in shadow. The priests assured me that if I prayed to Akba and performed the rituals, my wife would return to me. But it was all lies. Oh, please have mercy on my wretched soul.
Give me another good reason to spare your life, mortal.
I can help you. The entrance to their temple is through the metal door in the yellow tulip. They gave me the password. Fat Kapel. I throw myself at your mercy, Guardian. Save me. Akba is coming for me.
Herzog told me that the Temple of Akba is located under the tavern, and he gave me a secret word to enter. I was hoping he'd direct me to the crypt, but I don't think I'm strong enough to be there just yet. Yeah, I'm level 3. These stats are garbage. I'm going to get massacred by anything more than a goblin. Oh jeez, something bad happened.
I hate to have to repeat this once again, Luneshire. Find Kraus and return it to us, or you will regret your slackness.
You know that. I've been doing everything I can to find these rebels for the last 20 years, ever since they kidnapped my daughter and murdered my wife. I promise you that.
Enough. The Order has no interest in your sob stories. Results are the only thing that can save you from the expression of our disappointment. Now,
I'll get my best men on it.
Sister Shinkash will stay here to help you, as always.
Hey buddy, you in a little bit of trouble?
I don't understand any of this. What was this conversation about?
Listen, no offense, but I think it would be best if you stayed out of this. This concerns something internal to the kingdom.
I am the representative of gods, come from the sky to help you, and you're like, nah, I don't need help. Alright, fine, I'll talk to Snake Lady. She's usually more forthcoming.
Shinkash. In what way is the king beholden to the Order of Adernium?
It's nothing to do with your quest, Guardian. Suffice it to say that there is a debt that must be paid.
Does the king have something which belongs to you?
The treaty. The king
wisdom of the Nodin guide you, Amshagar.
Still hush, Zilsha.
See if Slurpius has anything interesting to add.
What did the stars tell you? If you would excuse me, I really do have many calculations to check, and lots of horoscopes to prepare. Lot.
Oh, he has horoscopes to prepare. It's okay, I'm not doing anything important. I'm only just trying to save all of your civilizations from a, from a horror beyond the veil. Just your only chance of success. Like how this thing is still here. Felnor, I've discovered the existence of a cult which wishes to invoke Akba onto Arx. Akba is a powerful devil, the god of destruction that this cult is evidently trying to invoke and bring back to Arx. It would be blasphemy to allow this act to be perpetrated, and a total disaster for every living being on our planet. Somewhere in the fortress is a cult which recites impious prayers to a fragment of a meteorite made entirely of a material called koltk. This rock is said to come from the place where Akbab was born. Normally the substance is indestructible. It is the impious prayers of the priests and their hideous sacrifices which are focused by the meteor. That's the focus of the meteor. I'm not sure if that's correct. It provides a channel of energy for Akba who, when he has gathered enough, will be able to complete his incarnation in Arx. If that happens, destruction and suffering will be unleashed upon us. We must find and destroy this meteorite at any cost. In truth, Felnor, only a guardian of Nodin could destroy the meteor. This evening, I will contact the Nodin to ask for their help. Fallen. He knew it was coming.
Lot.
Where's my key ring? Okay, last chance. Tell me what you're about.
Don't let us delay you further.
Was it 2 or 3?
Oh no, man, you tell me.
Do not let my presence here disturb you, Amshagar. Your
Hold up.
identity has been confirmed to me. The prophecy was right. Now it's up to you to fulfill it. Although I would not wish to guide your destiny, Amshagar, let me suggest a valuable aid. Follow me. levels, my sisters have set up a similar room. To use these portals, stand in front and chant the spell, Activate Portal. Then you'll be able to travel to any of the other portals you have activated beforehand. May your faith in the gods be strength in the face of darkness.
And where is it going to leave me? I will be right back and yeah, talk to somebody and I'll play for a little bit more. And I'm back. Spatium and Mega. I think I have these already, but whatever. Fire Shield that I probably can't cast. Defensive Spell. Vision Missile Magic. What was it? Spatium and Mega?
Oh, Mega, yo, tar, vitai, frida, genius, spazio, Mega. Mega, spazio. Spazio.
So G and
Mega.
I.
Spazio. Spazio. Mega.
Oops. Yeah, I can't cast it yet, apparently. The game is basically telling me, sorry, plebe, you're So let's get rid of this. He paid good money for that. I want to speak to try to speak to Carlos again. Let's see if this jerk has anything new to say to me, or if he's just gonna call me a heretic or something or other.
Have I seen you somewhere before? I'm sure I've forgotten something.
Fulfill your destiny, Guardian. Destroy Akbar.
He's not calling me a heretic or saying garbage to me anymore. I want to know what that lever did in that woman's house.
Do you have anything to tell me about the rituals?
I have already told you everything I know, Amshagar.
Can I have the key to the crypt, please? Because if not, I'm just gonna go back to robbing the Goblin Caves. Or the Goblin Kingdom for all it's worth. I didn't hear that. Open the door and let me pass. I need to plunder the rest of your garbage.
Open the gate and let me pass.
You know what's good for you. Yeah, what's his name? Totally stole everything. What a garbage person he is. Chinkat showed me the secret spell to teleport to the gates and endure the Mega Spasium. Well, it says it in there. I did them backwards. Actually, no. First, we need to finish looting the lower levels. Because now we actually have most of the game open to us. Potentially go down there, but I don't know how to get back up. That's the main problem. Yeah, I saw what you were doing.
Here we go. You come in.
No, I come out. This is reminding me very much.
You is dead meat, human! You is fight like girl goblin! Ah!
This is reminding me of Crag's Cleft Prison.
I'm hungry.
There, eat some bread.
You gonna regret this! Oh! Yeah. You think... Oh.
Seriously, this thing with the weaponry disappearing from the... Oh, I should definitely save right now. Thank you for reminding me, game. Why is it not saving? Delete that. Delete that. I only need one of these. Portal. That is so weird. The saving makes no sense. Games like this, you can almost be... It's almost guaranteed that they're going to be bugged somehow. It's not a question of if, it's a question of how badly they're messed up. Some of the bodies seem to be disappearing over time. There's a portion at the very beginning. Nobody needs to see that. Yeah, I just decapitated that guy. He's a rat food now.
is too complicated.
Of course. Our poor Amshigar is not very good at anything. Not even sure what happened there. Better. The game knows what I'm up to.
Lord, attack!
There's this loose wall. I can't remember how to carry a torch. Doesn't really appear to be anything here. Although that goblin was new.
You'll regret it. Here, human.
Didn't mean to decapitate you. Where's your fishing rod? I saw you had a fishing rod. That's what I want. Get back out of here. And the sword reappeared.
You look bad. Me
Guess it's
soon
not.
have promotion. Soon me important. Top goblin.
I guess it's... Guess it's nice that you have a toilet nearby. Oh, you cleaned up.
Our fate is in your hands. Never forget that.
Oh man, guys, you could at least clean up the blood.
Good day to you, Guardian.
You alone will be the end of Akbar.
Good day to you, Guardian.
Well, at least you got him down.
Good day to you, Guardian. Forever loyal.
I can't make a shortcut. This is what I was looking for. Kill the little rats. I mean, I know I stabbed him, but that doesn't seem like it hurt him too much. Bats? Yeah, I hear them in the walls. Any other trinkets, no knowledge?
Me? Drunk? I don't know what you're talking about.
I made no such accusations. Oops, I didn't mean to steal that. for anything neat. What does this thing do? A light leather chest of extra protection. Leather leggings of extra protection. Downgrading a little bit, but I'm taking the extra protection from magic. Other helmet of great stealth. Yeah. You know, just in case. Just in case I ever need the range. How many do I have left? Substantial amount, actually.
Do you have anything to tell me about the rituals?
No, Shigar. No news.
Well, we haven't been to the tavern in a while, so I think that would be a good place to go to now. I like how the music that played initially when you came to the remains of this... Oh, come on, it's still on fire. Put it out. I like when you first came here. Is that a body? Like it's trying to play the music. But then the scripting is like, no, 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 we don't need you anymore. I think that's the door to the outside. There's a way to, I think there's a way to open it.
Stranger. Drink and relax. You'll always be welcome here, as long as your coin holds out.
I'm sure.
My name is Shigar.
Pleased to meet you, handsome. I'm Tizzy, the owner of this fine establishment. And though I'm acquainted with most of the rogues and scoundrels here in Arx, I don't remember seeing you around. Are you from the Travelers Guild? But I forget myself. What can I do for you?
Nothing in particular right now. How much for a drink?
Just 2 gold for our finest, sweetheart.
Apparently the Ilcids attacked a food store.
I am the king's lost daughter.
Bring me a drink, sweetheart.
I don't really like it when people rummage about.
Have you got a new lot on top?
That's exactly what I think.
Nice little spot, don't you think? You know, I haven't seen any dwarves around here in a long time.
Come closer! Come closer! I can feel that luck is with us today. Try your luck in the game.
Hey there, you look
And leave with
lost.
your pockets full of gold.
Come on over and have a drink. Take a load off. I'm Enoil Kalpal, and this little rat hole is my favorite haunt. Now why don't you tell me a little about yourself?
Well then, tell me about this place.
Well, this here is a bar. Folks come in here to drink and complain. But maybe you meant the bigger picture. You must have really smacked your noggin. We live down here in these old mines because our sun flared out some years ago and left the topside world a frozen wasteland.
But how many people live here, and where can I find this guild of travelers that I might belong to?
You know, I'm not really sure just how many of us there are crammed down here. Besides us men, you've got your goblins, dwarves, trolls, and you've got different factions of each. Hard to say, really. As for the Travelers Guild, they're a bunch of hard-to-kill bastards who keep the lines of communication and trade open between us and all the other rat-hole cities. It's supposed to be a long, tough trek between cities, so we don't see them too often. Maybe a while before we see another group. Come back and see me once in a while.
Will do. Rules of the game. Place your tokens on the number of your choice, then spin the wheel. If you win, you'll be given 100 gold pieces. Otherwise, you'll lose 10 gold pieces for each token in game. Good luck.
Welcome, stranger. My name is Rinko. You can win lots of gold with me. If you want to know the rules of the game, just read them. They're pinned up on this wall.
I am the king's long lost daughter. Well, certainly, sir.
Chicken.
The Ilcids attacked a food
Every bloody day I eat chicken. Had enough.
Have I seen you somewhere before? It's not really much of a place to bring up your kids. This fortress.
More I drink.
You ever want to find me? I'm usually here.
Try it now. Follow your lucky star and win lots of gold.
Password.
Fat Capel.
Not really much of a talker. I feel like this may have been the mistake.
We have an intruder!
Guys, I think there's something wrong with your pipes. Just yet. Brother Pascal, remember this, the first locks the second, Lord is Sibrius. Is Serbius. This sucks. Brother Glavasius, if you should ever need to switch the security system off, please note that your access code is 113. The protective force field should not cause you any trouble. Brother Patricio and Brother Pascal will help you switch off the other security systems. Lord is Serbius. He's killed a lot of people.
Can't you see? I'm in the middle of my prayers. Are you a priest of Akbar?
Yes. My name is Brother Shagar. Are you blind?
Yes. It was my personal sacrifice to our great and beloved Akbar. Soon may he reign supreme.
Yes. Soon.
Akbar is our savior. May he be blessed. Through his good work, we shall once again live on the outside. Our children will at last see the sunshine, and we shall play in the newly grown grass. It shames the nation that most of them don't believe in Akbar. I understand that people find the human sacrifices a bit scary, but it is the only way to salvation. Pray with me, Brother Shagar. You know Akbar needs our faith.
May I come closer to the meteor? I wish to pray even closer to Akbar. I have so much to say to him.
Oh, didn't you know? Master Acerbius has activated the security system. Only he and the high priests can get into the meteor room now. Apparently, a guardian has been sent by the Norden to destroy our beloved statue.
What terrible news. Akbar, protect us.
Huh. Magic is powerful. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit dead. Ugh. What's my heal? What's heal?
I'm in the middle of my prayers.
Gotta say it more often.
Priest of Akbar?
Yes. My name is Brother Shigar. Are you blind?
Yes. It was my personal sacrifice to our great and beloved Akbar. Soon may he reign supreme.
Yes, soon.
Akbar is our savior. May he be blessed. Through his good work, we shall once again live on the outside. Our children will at last see the sunshine, and we shall play in the newly grown grass. It shames the nation that most of them don't believe in Akbar. I understand that people find the human sacrifices a bit scary, but it is the only way to salvation. Pray with me, Brother Shigar. You know Akbar needs our faith.
May I come closer to the meteor? I wish to pray even closer to Akbar. I have so much to say to him.
Oh, didn't you know? Master Acerbius has activated the security system. Only he and the high priests can get into the meteor room now. Apparently, a guardian has been sent by the Norden to destroy our beloved statue.
What terrible news. Akbar, protect us.
Okay, let's try this again. First save. Let's see, what is it? Mega and Vitae. You who dare to disturb my rest and want to get your filthy hands on my treasure, I curse you to your very death. It's not good. I'm not sure if I'm strong enough to kill this thing just yet. Why not? My health is all over the place. Roasty. Nice and toasty. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not quite strong enough to defeat that guy yet. Liches are pretty powerful. So I'm gonna cut it right now. I'm gonna make a good save. And I will see you in a week or so. I might stream on next Thursday, but Tuesday I'm going to be out of town. So yeah, it's really fun. I think I finally got into the playing properly. So hopefully I will get better. Liches are really powerful, so I think those are one of the things that I'm just going to have to ignore. And I'll come back and take him down when I am able to. It's just probably a good thing because in the crypt, I think you come across several liches, and they are not as... you have a little bit more space to maneuver. Should probably also make some health potions first before going after him. I think it's mostly you require water lilies. So think you can poison your blades somehow. Let me check that really quickly.
weapon has been poisoned.
Just try this just for fun. See how much damage it does.
Weapon has been poisoned.
Not sure if poison even does anything. Yeah, it's not going to happen yet. It was fun to try. I'll play around with it and get the hang of it. Anyway, probably going to be playing this for a while, a little bit early to be considering what's next. Streaming not going to be earlier than next Thursday at the earliest, although I might not. I might just give myself the entire week off, but if not, it's going to be normal again on the week of the... Let me just check really quick. Actually, I have a calendar right here. I don't know what I'm doing. 15th? Week of the 15th? So yeah, 7th to 10th I'm going to be out. And restart streaming then. So hopefully... Hopefully I will be recharged and maybe practice a bit so that I don't forget how to play. It's a shame because I just got into playing this properly. So just running around in circles and being frustrated. Additionally, next game is probably going to be Gothic, which I have never gone through. I got to the old... I remember a while ago getting to the old camp, and then I just sort of gave up because the game was a little bit beyond me. But I've thoroughly modded it, so it looks much better, it's much more stable, it looks better. And I've played around with the controls, and I think they make a little bit more sense to me. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time. Don't forget to follow. Streams are usually every Tuesday to Thursdays evening, Eastern Time US.